G'day everyone, how's everyone doing? So I'm here going to do another team update video just before the official preseason games begin. We've had a round of unofficial preseason games where there's been some 6-quarter matches and, you know, you can only see it on KO. I don't have KO, unfortunately. I will look to get it eventually in my life, but for now I don't have it. So I wasn't able to see it, but I do keep up to date with what the go is with how the players are performing, the roles, the kick-ins, the CBAs, well, for most of the games. And also as well, if you notice, the mullet's gone. Got a new haircut a couple of weeks ago. I know it's been a little while since I've done a video. Just been busy with work, uni starting back up this week. It's going to be a bit busy for me, two jobs, a full uni course. And of course, I'll do my best to keep up to date for every one of my subscribers or first-time viewers to keep you up to date with all the new, with all the Supercoach content. So yeah, look, team update video. Let's get straight into it. I've been rambling on enough. I've made roughly 11 changes to my side since the last time I did a team update video. So I'll go through each and every one of them, and I'll do a quick little update on how I feel about each player. So let's head into the midfield. So Jake Lloyd, he hasn't left my side since the team picker, since I'm a Herald Sun Gold subscriber. I originally had it just for uni, but I was going to unsubscribe, but I've kept it. So Jake Lloyd, yeah, I've just decided to keep him. You know, I just think he's the safest defender option out there. Jack Crisp has come back into my side so the first team update video, I had him in my side. Now he's back after the Aaron Hall injury. I did mix around a bit, you know, I had Jaden Short in there for a little while, but I've decided to go on with Crisp. He's attending enough CBAs from the unofficial practice match, to my knowledge. He's rotating off the half-back along with, I think, Pendlebury staying more half-back, I think, fully, but there's a couple, Dacos, I think, Dacos and Maynard and Crisp are the three rotating from the centre bounce to the half-back line, which is fine enough for me. I think Crisp is probably is he their best midfielder? Is that a big call? I don't know, but he's up there. He's really talented, beautiful kick of the ball. I'm glad to have him back in the side. It's going to be hard for me to see him leaving my side unless Jordan Dawson makes a big impression, which I was a bit unsure about with Dawson up until now, because he is out for if no one knows, he's out for the practice match for the Crows this week with a calf injury. Doesn't sound great. So, I mean, it's probably not too bad, but I don't want to be dealing with a player with calf issues in my starting team. So I've brought back Crisp, even if I think he's a tad overpriced, but I can live with it. Lloyd's the same thing. Lachie Whitfield hasn't left my side for a while. He looks like he's fit and firing, ready to go for round one. Fantastic player, went up and about. Also, I hope the fan, I've got a fan in my room and it's still on. I hope that isn't affecting the audio. But Whitfield playing off the half back, injury prone a bit, but not from soft tissue injuries, yada, yada, yada. Kitty Coleman, who's apparently going to be playing a half-back role. I'll be interested. He's back in the side this week after being a close contact for COVID, so he couldn't do the practice match last week against the Crows. I'll be interested to see how he goes in that role. And he's a defender forward, so I can swing him. In fact, I probably don't need the calling if I've got Kitty Coleman there, but for now we'll keep him in. I'll be very interested to see how he goes off that half-back line. Josh Sin, he's impressing even more than when I first originally had him, so that's good to see. Round one potential. I hope that doesn't mean he's the medical sub, but we'll see. O'Driscoll, apparently he's ahead of Neil Erasmus, which is why he's one of the 11 players that's left my side. Apparently he's ahead. He's getting inside mid-time. I think he's also battling on the wing. So O'Driscoll, he seems like a starter option, or like an on-field option, I meant. And defender mid, that always helps. De Koning and Dean, both of them haven't left my bench. Oh no, I had Dean for like a week on the field, but I just prefer O'Driscoll on the field. So I've got those two there, easy sort of stuff. Also, you may notice I've got 107k left, so I might upgrade one of these 102k rookies that I've got here, because preferably I wouldn't want any more than two, and at the minute I've got three, so I might adjust that at the very end just for you guys, a little special. Mccarten Steele, don't really need to talk about them. Fantastic players, fantastic Supercoach players. I've locked them in, and unless they get injured or a little niggle, I can't see them leaving my side. Tuke Miller, the same. I just love the way he goes about it. Regardless of the Gold Coast Suns situation with their side, Tuke Miller's just tries his absolute hardest. Is he captain now? I think he is captain. And as he should be the lone captain. I'm not sure if he is the lone captain, but I'm pretty sure he is the captain. I think he might be along with Wits. Anyway, just goes hard at the ball every week. Tries his absolute guts out for a Gold Coast side that's, left you just being a bit mediocre. Is that a word? Mediocrely? No, it's definitely not. They've just been mediocre in a bad way. So I think Tuke Miller, fantastic player. I'm happy to have him. Lachie Neale. Now there was Chris Fagan did say that he might switch around on the wing and also the half forward line, along with mainly on ball. Which is a tad concerning, but I just think that price is too hard to refuse. So I think Lachie Neale, fantastic player. 2020 Brownlow medalist. That says it all. Yeah, easy pick still. Jared Berry, I purely picked him based on how he did in the Pracky game last week. He was best on ground, 158 Supercoach points, I think I heard from the practice game. Just terrific. We love to hear it from Jared Berry. I was worried he wasn't going to get many CBAs, but he got a lot, to be fair. So, and considering that Brisbane are going to rotate Neale and especially Lyons down the forward line, wing, yada, 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 Jared Berry should get more opportunity there. I'm sure it won't be consistent, I don't reckon, when it heads to the real stuff, but it's promising to see. Yeah, I've only just added him. Horn Francis, first time he's entered my side. I feel like it's a bit of FOMO, fear of missing out for some reason. Even though I don't think he might be the greatest scorer, you could easily talk me out of it for maybe Josh Ward or whatever. But Horn Francis seems like he's just going to play every week of the season, even if he gets a bit of a half-forward role. I think North will trial him a few times. He's that talented of a player. It's hard to ignore him it's hard to ignore him in my thought process here. And also as well, by round 6, he might get forward status because it seems like he's going to play more half forward than midfield, which is fine, I guess. But that means he might get forward status, and that will make it a lot easier for me to upgrade my forward side. Nick Dacos, he wasn't amazing against Hawthorn in the Pracky game, but he definitely did show some signs. And I think is he the highest owned in Supercoach? I think he's up there with Cornelio and all that. But Dacos, terrific. He seems like he's going to be a terrific player. Playing off halfback and also getting the odd CBA, probably more CBAs than what Horn Francis will get. Excuse me. So yeah, easy pick. Dylan Stevens still hasn't put a foot wrong in a Sydney side. He was a top 5 pick. So I think that says it all. And I just trust Sydney's drafting, and I think he'll eventually get it together. Seems like it could be this year as they eventually transition Josh Kennedy and eventually probably Luke Parker out of the midfield. You're going to have, and Callum Mills as well, who's dealing with a bit of Achilles issues still after him dealing with it late last year. So more midfield opportunities for him, I guess. Jake Soligo, I don't know why I've added him, but I think Adelaide is certainly a side that's should be able to experiment throughout the year, since I think they're bottom 6. that might be generous, but yeah, bottom 6. So I've put him in there. Round 1, I hope. I mean, I think he's 4% aside. So yeah, I've just added him. He could easily get changed to Cooper Stevens or whatnot. Connor McDonald, in the practice game against Hawthorn, I think he was one of the shining lights. He played on the wing a bit. He didn't get a single CBA, but McDonald, he looks better than Ward, to be honest. I think Ward got a bit of stage fright there. You know, his first game. We'll see how he goes. We'll see how both of them go in Devonport. I assume they'll both play, and I think McDonald's a good chance to play round 1. Just looks really calm with the ball. Good, and yeah, just good all-round game from him. Looked promising. Bodie Eulens, he's just there for mid-defender status, but you could easily convince me to change him. Sean Darcy, he's been dealing with a few niggles, a few calf issues, but we saw the signs last year that he could actually play through injury last year. So that gives me a bit more promise that he can fight through injuries and still score very well. And to be honest, I don't really have a backup plan. I'm not that keen on starting Gawn, even though he was fantastic in the practice game. I'm not that keen. I could easily change it. I mean, hey, I've got 170K. It's got to get spent somewhere. But for now, we'll go with Darcy. And Brody Grundy, he's not leaving my side. Looked great against Hawthorn. And he's going to be here for the whole year. Rarely gets injured. The only minor injury he had last year, which wasn't minor, it was 3 weeks. I think it was a nerve issue in his neck. So, yeah, Charlie Comben. Haven't heard much from him recently, but I assume he's still kicking on, going well. North might experiment with 3 players in the ruck round, or 3 ruckmen round 1. 2 of them in the forward line with Comben and Coleman Jones, but maybe not, because Coleman Jones did, I think, injure his ankle during the Melbourne practice game. Josh Dunkley, no need to talk about him. Lock him in. Fantastic player. He should, unless there's a midfielder that gets forward status, he's easily going to be the main scorer. You know, he dealt with injuries last year and we just saw how dominant he was. So, yeah, terrific player. We're very grateful to still have him down forward. Isaac Keaney going to play in the midfield, finally, by the sound of it. As I said, as I was talking about Dylan Stevens, we're talking about Josh Kennedy, Luke Parker maybe, and Callum Mills being a little bit injured. There will be midfield opportunities for Isaac Keaney, and I am very excited for that. Finally, let's just hope he can stay healthy. I think John. I don't think it was John Longmire. It might have been someone that said he's going to get an 80-20 split between midfield and forward, which is still great. Zach Butters, I've added back to my side after originally having him over Heaney. He showed really promising signs in the practice game, playing midfield. I just think he's a bit of that point of difference in that Port Adelaide midfield. He's going to be an absolute star, top 10 player one day. Let's just hope he can stay healthy. Stephen Cornelio still hasn't left my side. I'm worried. I am quite worried that he's going to play a bit of a forward role for the first 5 rounds until Toby Green comes back. And even then after that, there's no Brett Daniels, I think, for half the season. So that's not great. But I think he's just too talented not to pick him. So I think he should get to, I don't know, if he gets a good role, he gets to 450K minimum. If he's got that role, maybe still 400, but yeah, he's still a cash cow. Or even a keeper if he gets the right role. Josh Rochelle, he's probably not going to have a fantastic role. He's going to be a small forward, along with James Roche, Shane McAdam, Lachlan Murphy. So I've got a few little small forwards they got going. But Rochelle, he's put on a lot of size, which is good. So he's going to be nice and strong. Still a young kid, of course, though, so he might get out muscled the odd time here and there. But he looked good. He kicked a good goal in the Brisbane practice match. Paddy Mccarten, my mate has recommended him big time. And I can understand why. I have seen some comparisons where he could become the next Heath Grundy. It seems like he's going to be playing down back which I think is fine. The two Mccartens playing down back to the Swans. He's got that forward defender status, so we can swing him. It's just a matter of if he plays round one, which I'm not too sure if he will, but I'll back my mate in, and I think he'll. He's got good potential. He apparently could be intercepting. That's good to know. Then Luke Pedler, Smokey for round one, I hope. He was a high pick. I think he was pick 11 for the Crows. Especially as well with Matt Crouch and then Jordan Dawson recently getting injured. Matt Crouch apparently has injured his leg. So there could be some opportunities open for Luke Pedler. And as I've said, same with Jake Saligo. I think Adelaide are in the right to experiment with their side. And then Tex Wanganeen, I mean, I've based it off. I've based it off that one practice game against the Dogs, 102K. I've put him over Charlie Parker just because Parker didn't even get picked for the 26. Maybe there was some reason why, but I haven't heard anything from Charlie Parker since him winning the time trial. So Tex Wanganeen's in. And yeah, all right. Should I adjust my side? Yeah, I'm just gonna quickly try to look for a bit of just get rid of one of these, not Dean. It's between Newland or Wanganeen. I think from memory I didn't see that many good mid defenders. So I'm just gonna suss out some potential forward options. So we'll go by low price. Ned Long's got a bit of ownership here. I think he's a while off. Charlie Parker might find his way back in. Sam Butler, he won't play probably until late this season. He might be a good vice captain loophole, but he won't play, so that's his role for you. Arthur Jones got picked in the 26 against Essendon. I mean, West Coast are an absolute shambles, aren't they? With just the amount of injuries, they're stiff. I've accidentally pressed on someone. So, but Jack Williams, I've heard a bit about, who's the other one? Bailey Williams, but not him necessarily. Blake Coleman, don't get tricked, don't pick him. Pick Keaney Coleman instead. Eli Smith, he was pictured in the, there was a whiteboard. I mentioned it last team update video or the previous one where he was in the guts, but I don't think that's real. Will Kelly, I might add back in. But I haven't heard a whole heap about him. I'm sure he's in 40% of sides. Kane Baldwin has shown a bit of potential as a key forward option for Essendon. He could be a sneaky option. Elijah Hollands, yeah, that's one who I haven't added, who I've taken out of my side. Just don't know if he plays in the early rounds. So, I mean, I've just jumped off him for the time being. That could easily change. Slim pickings here by the looks of it. I don't want to pick like a 123 plus bloke if I'm not going to start him, unless So, I mean, Sam Skinner. Yeah, I haven't heard a whole heap about him. Max Heath. Yeah, now we're heading into, you know what, I'm just going to add someone just who could interest me. Corey Durden does interest me a tad because he could be a round one option as a forward option. And now we're really starting to head into a bit of dodgy territory for bench options. Hugo Ralph Smith apparently didn't do a whole heap in the preseason games. In the preseason game against Geelong. He's going to be that half-back option, you know, battling with Rioli. You know, Richmond probably do need a bloke next to Short to run and carry with the ball. So there's Ralph Smith and Rioli there. So, yeah, that's it. Ralph Smith, I'd be interested to see how he goes in the practice game against Hawthorn. But for now, look, I'm just going to go Durden. In terms of, is he a field option? Probably not. I'm probably just going to leave him there for now. And now, the question is, do I upgrade Darcy to Gawn? I don't think so. So I'll leave it at that. There's my team. All right, hope everyone enjoyed. I'll look to be making more content. I can't believe the footy season's bloody cameras in the way. 15 days away from round 1, which is madness, and starting on a Wednesday night. Can't believe it. And I'll give you a quick special. I know I'm dragging this video out. You can click off if you want. If you like and subscribe, that would be fantastic. I will be doing more content throughout the year. I'll just do a quick round 1 prediction. So I think I'm going to go the upset here. I think the Dogs will be hungry against the D's. So I think the Dogs will give them a good scare. Round 1 revenge win. Well, sort of. I'd rather the flag personally, but I think it's a good response here for the Dogs. I'm going to tip the Dogs. I think Richmond beat Carlton, especially without Walsh, especially without Mackay. This is just early predictions in my head. I mean, we're 2 weeks away, to be fair. St Kilda versus Collingwood. I mean, at Marble Stadium, I think St Kilda should get the job done against the Pies, who are just rebuilding at the minute. St Kilda should be strong enough. Geelong versus Essendon. Essendon could upset here, but I think I'm going to go the Cats. Home and away side, people are doubting them, but I think they're just going to be a great home and away side for another year. They've got new coaches with new ideas, well, assistant coaches. They've lost Enright to St Kilda. They've lost Scarlett, who I think's taken a year off. They've got Eddie Betts. I don't remember the rest of the names, but there you go. GWS versus Sydney. I think Sydney get revenge against the Giants, especially without Toby Green and Brett Daniels. I think Sydney are ready to go this year. Brisbane, I actually think they could belt Port, in my opinion. I think Brisbane are going to be fantastic this year, minor premiers, in my opinion. I still think Port will be good, but yeah. Hawthorn North is a tricky one, but I think I am going to say the Hawks. Hard to go against them at the G here, especially against North. Both rebuilding sides. I could see the case for either side winning, but I think I'm just going to go the Hawks. Adelaide versus Freo, I'm going to go an upset. I'm going to say the Crows beat the Dockers away. I think they're going to just cause a bit of a surprise. And then West Coast versus Gold Coast. Yeah, West Coast, I'm not sure about them this year, but I think they'll beat Gold Coast, especially since it's the opposite. If those roles were reversed, I'd go the Suns probably. But yeah, there you go. Thank you for listening. I'm finally done mucking around. Hope everyone enjoyed watching, and I will see you in the next video. I'd like to do one more video before the end of the week. Maybe a preview of maybe a dot point of each club's, like we head into each preseason game. I give 1 dot point to Carlton, 1 dot point to Melbourne that I'll be interested to see. Might be a play if they play this role, or the midfield minutes for this player, yada, yada, yada. Okay, I'm done. Thank you very much. Like and subscribe if you want to. Also, quick shout out to Luke Stubbs, who did my channel art. So I've got a new profile picture, a new cover photo. So I really appreciate it by him. And thank you for listening, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers.